Alright, now this episode is Flight to the Finish, and, okay, this is our first Cutie Mark Crusaders episode of the season, but, yeah, in this episode we get the follow-up to Games Ponies Play. The Equestria Games come back, so, yep, I guess they're going to be a thing from now on, but, okay, so, this one we get to see what the Cutie Mark Crusaders might get to do as part of the Equestria Games. There's also, I'm assuming it's kind of like the pony version of the Olympics, and yeah, so I guess obviously little middle school grade kids, they can't be in the Olympics, but there's still something for the little fillies and colts too. They get to carry the flag for their town if they can come up with the best routine to carry it with, because yeah, only one team will get to carry the flag. You know, it's not a parade, so. Alright, and yeah, the one who tells them all about this is Miss Harshwinny, assisted by Rainbow Dash, who's volunteered to coach the little fillies and colts because she got to carry the flag when she was young, so, okay, I guess, I don't know, you know, there's no rules also for how many could be on a team, or how, well, they don't establish, but yeah, 2 or 3 seems like what they're going for here, so, okay, the Cutie Mark Crusaders, of course, want to try it. They think they can win it, and naturally, because there needs to be a conflict, Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon also want to go for it. So, okay, the Crusaders, after they take the time to, we get another Cutie Mark Crusaders song, and probably the best one as just a song. Well, okay, no, well, just a song. Bab's Seed was pretty good, but yeah, I think well, probably know how I feel about that one, so yeah, I'm just gonna forget that exists and say that this one is the most enjoyable as just a song, but okay, yeah, it's about how they have heartstrong as horses, as they say a couple dozen times, but even so, still catchy tune, very upbeat, very encouraging and all that, so okay, thumbs up to the song here, but after they take the time to sing that to themselves, just to psych each other up, yeah, their enemies, Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon, they get in their face, they tell them that there's no way they're gonna win because they don't have the cutie marks, that old shtick again, so, but this time, you know, they don't back down, they're like, oh, okay, you bring it on, cutie marks, no cutie marks, we're gonna be the ones carrying that flag, and they deliver, because when it comes time to show Rainbow Dash the first versions of their routines the next day, the Cutie Mark Crusaders, they're the clear standouts. They drawing inspiration from the fact that Ponyville, their town that they'll be carrying the flag for, houses unicorns, earth ponies, and pegasi. Just all species get to be friends here. They use that as their theme, and obviously the Cutie Mark Crusaders are one of each, so that's especially reinforced. But although note that the main 6 characters have lost that now that Twilight's an alicorn. They don't have that symmetry anymore because Rarity's carrying the unicorns all by herself, but okay, I digress. So yeah, the Crusaders do their routine, and with that as the theme, it blows Rainbow Dash away, but Miss Harshwinny got in her face about all the cheering and stuff, so she can't rein it in without also reining in how good she actually makes it sound. She's just like, it was okay, just, yeah, keep working really hard, you might have a shot, I've got to go before I break the rule and say something ecstatic. So, okay, but still everyone can tell that they're probably going to win, so Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon, they find a new way to get in their face. They give them a backhanded compliment telling them they're really brave for using that as a theme when they have a Pegasus pony who can't fly. So, okay, and while Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle are just kind of rolling their eyes like, sure, yeah, they didn't say that. You don't know what you're talking about. It gets to Scootaloo, who sees, I guess, a couple of ponies who are even a little younger than she is flying, and yeah, it takes their words to heart that those Pegasi, I guess, fly when they're a lot younger than Scootaloo is. I hope she doesn't know that the pound cake, the baby, can fly, because that would probably be hard to take, but regardless, she takes it to heart. She decides that the only way they're gonna win now is if she flies, so she makes them restructure the whole routine around her to showcase her flying, which she can still only do prolonged hovering for about 2 seconds, so it's a disaster now, and okay, when it comes time to show Rainbow Dash this version, which, yeah, they only have a couple of days to prepare, so, sped up timeline, or whatever, but, yeah, why would they only tell them this a couple of days in advance? I have no idea, but regardless, the new routine's a disaster. Rainbow Dash is at least able to tell them that the first version was better and they should go back to that, so, all that registers to Scootaloo, though, is that she didn't fly, and that's the reason the routine isn't good enough, so, okay, she tries again to telling them they need to structure it even more, or they need to practice it even more, but the other two, because they just stayed up all night last night trying to help her rework this routine so she could fly in it, they tell her they've had enough, they're done, they hate the routine now, they liked it the first way, and so Scootaloo stays up all night trying to fly until her spirit breaks, and then she withdraws from the competition, so the other two, they don't, well, Sweetie Belle was thinking about it, but Apple Bloom tells her they don't want to quit her, they're sick of her drama or whatever, so, okay, they're done, they get on the train to go to the, this was in Canterlot or the Crystal Empire, wherever, the Crystal Empire, because that's where the games are being held. They head there to have their routines judged, and Rainbow Dash, when she talks to them on the train, can't resist telling them anymore that she's secretly pulling for them, but when they reveal that, okay, there's not going to be any Scootaloo in it because she's withdrawn, Rainbow is not having any of that, tells them that, no, when you're a team, you stick together, you have to go find her. I mean, I thought you were friends, right? So she stops the train so they can get off and go find Scootaloo, and and Rainbow Dash here's what the problem is. Scootaloo is having insecurities about her flying. She gives her a heart-to-heart, tells her that, pretty heartfelt points, I guess, actually, that, it's, of her, Scootaloo's first problem, she doesn't feel like, she feels the pressure to fly because, that's what Rainbow Dash did in her routine, that, that's what almost every Pegasi can do. Rainbow tells her, okay, well, I'm me, you're you. You have to bring what's special about you to the table, and just all kind of, well, I couldn't do it justice, but, anyway, they do that, then she picks Scootaloo back up, and then her friends, they start the first couple bars of Heart's Strong as Horses, and just like wait for Scootaloo to join in, and she picks it up too, and so finally they have her back on her feet, and she then is the one who's able to get them to the Crystal Empire in time, because they tie the two of them to Scootaloo's scooter on water skis so they can ground surf all the way to the Crystal Empire with Scootaloo as the source of power here, just like propelling them there, and a little montage there, but I have, if they can get all the way there like that, I don't know why they even need a train, but it was worth it, though, to see one more reiteration of that shot with Granny Smith, where, she sees Scootaloo coming, like, the first time, she was flipping out, the second time, like, she's used to it, she knows how to arch herself so Scootaloo can vault over her, and just, she's used to it, and then now she's totally into it, she just, like, waits and gives Scootaloo a high five in midair, so, a lot of fun there, but, okay, so, and of course they win, and, Rainbow Dash gets to give it back to Miss Harshwinny a little when she breaks down, starts just going on about how their routine was the most amazing thing she'd ever seen, which, and for all that, I do have to note that, this routine, the way they played, it doesn't play like, they have, like, super talent at, the middle school years, like, it's impressive for what something a middle schooler could do, would be, like, they have a presentation worked out, they have canvases in the background that, are adequate drawings of the town and stuff, but they still look like they were drawn by middle school. Well, they still look crayon drawn and whatnot, and they're not doing like ninja acrobatics or anything like that. They managed to do a pyramid and while balanced on the scooter and that kind of stuff. So, okay, it's once again, nice use of moderation. But, okay, so, yeah, all in all, this was definitely a good one. I mean, this, had a lot of fun with it. I would, once again, it's like, Scootaloo is the, I don't know what it is about her stories, but she had the latest start on getting her own solo episodes, but they were definitely worth waiting for, because, I mean, they're really good at, getting into her perspective and, making her this, I guess, just underdog and, trying to impress, trying to live up to the potential that she does have, but she almost feels too much pressure to have to show. But, okay, so, I mean, very well done there. I think this is, the best one-part episode since Keep Calm and Flutter On, my favorite anyway, since that one. And, okay, and, most importantly, it gives them, the Crusaders, a little bit of redemption for one bad apple, because, I think I pretty much got everything out on the table when I reviewed that one, but, okay, yeah, this time around, it's, so much more enjoyable to get behind them. You, just feel, so much more behind, support what they do so much more, because, it's like, Diamond Tiara is trying to tear them, cut them down, and you realize, too, that they've never really legitimately stood up to Diamond Tiara. Like, in Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle's first appearance, they were coming at her with lines that sounded rehearsed, and and everybody at the party just starts, getting behind them for it. It was not really believable. It was just sort of like a, like the script, like somebody wrote in the script, and now for the moral. Like, just throw that in there and it just works. But, okay, well, anyway, though, and so, didn't really the best of them that time. And then, the rest of the time, there's stuff like Ponyville Confidential where, okay, Diamond Tiara, she usually ends up with the short end of the stick, but usually it's not really about her versus, it's like she does something to get under their skin or encourage them to make bad decisions, and then they learn from their mistakes and they rise to the challenge, and inadvertently Diamond Tiara falls flat on her face at the end. And the only time where they really had to deal with someone trying to put them down was one bad apple, and I felt like that was just heartbreaking letdown. But okay, this time they meet her challenge. They hold on to their self-confidence. They, especially, Scootaloo in particular, she's able to, she has to take head on, how stuff like that is going to make her feel when it happens. And she takes it, it's tough for her, but she finding support in her friends and Rainbow Dash, which was, two of them, they really do go together pretty well. But she's able to hold on to her faith in herself, get it back, and rise above that. So okay, that was very satisfying and very well done. So all in all, this episode is definitely a success. The only the point I would stop short at is in saying that it's a great one, because even though it's definitely very good, it's way above the last two. It's so much easier to get behind, so much more enjoyable and rousing to get behind than the last two. Played so much better. It just the great episodes, I think, noticed all my favorites, all the ones that I really said, like, okay, these are above and beyond. These are just great. They're always the ones that just sort of capture some sort of, like, raw ingenuity. And this one, it feels mostly like, I don't want to say cookie cutter, but it feels like it's something we've seen before, just done very well, and not done bringing thing new to the table or like taking it to the next level. Just it's all most of it is within the realm of something we've seen before, but just done very well. And one of the better executions of it. You'll see, like, I guess compare it to Sleepless in Ponyville, for example, because that's I guess the obvious comparison here, the other Rainbow Dash Scootaloo episode. All things considered, I probably should have liked this one even a little bit better than that because, well, this is the kind of story that I'm really inclined to get behind. I do really like these kinds of stories, and Sleepless in Ponyville, nothing inherently there, but okay, Sleepless had sort of the raw power of its believably uncomfortable scenario that just, yeah, the emotions running high, Scootaloo trying so hard to bottle up the anxiousness she was getting, the fear, and these stories that Rainbow Dash was telling, and just, I mean, yeah, so, like, such mixed feelings, like trying to, really wanting to please Rainbow Dash, so excited to be hanging out with her, but then on the other hand, just, like, being terrified of her and the stories she's telling. Okay, and then just also pumping that, just full of creativity with, yeah, the gags, the visuals, the sort of adventures Scootaloo was having on her own. It just, so yeah, that really seemed to latch on to some fresh ingenuity here. And this one, I mean, it's very encouraging, but it's a little more standard, like I said. Just, I mean, one of the better executions of something you're already familiar with. Like, not, I mean, well, not really. I mean, I said unbelievably uncomfortable for that one. This one feels a lot more comfortable. I mean, they, for example, when you see when she decides that she needs to fly, okay, they hint a little bit at what they're getting at there with the, looking at the younger ponies that can already fly and just thinking about what Diamond Tiara said, but okay, she's mostly in the same mode the whole time, like, I can do it, yeah, none of that. I want to be a flyer now. I just do it if I work twice as hard. And I mean, she's on pretty much that mode the whole time. And I mean, they do even point out some, I guess, identifiable stuff, like identifiable things, like how Scootaloo is restructuring the whole routine around her, and yeah, how she, because I guess now she's a lot more focused on how everybody sees her, a lot more worried about that. But yeah, she's pretty much in the same mode the whole time, just, yeah, hopeful that she can fly with everything going in one ear and out the other. No, not really any variety, not really any tension to it. It's just like, okay, it gets that strand over with, and then until it gets to the point where, yeah, it's about time for her spirit to break, about the point where somebody would give up, and then she does, and then she's in downer mode, and then Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle, they're just sort of standard as well. Like, they don't object when she tries to change the routine, that, well, they don't try to stop her anyway, they're just like, I don't know, and then they let her anyway, and then when Scootaloo quits, I mean, they don't really, there's no really variety to their interaction there either. They're just like, well, okay, well, we don't need a quitter, so we're gonna, I mean, yeah, it's just, I mean, kind of, when, yeah, like, just describing the scenario, Scootaloo decides she wants to fly until she gives up on it, and then she quits, and they decide they don't want her if she's a quitter. Just, yeah, that's pretty much all you'd need to say to summarize it. It's sort of like what you see is what you get. I mean, they're, okay, again, a moderately rousing sort of a notion, but just sort of standard in the execution. So, okay, yeah, so this episode, it just, well, but it does, I will say, build to something great, though, where at the end, towards the end, they bring in Rainbow Dash to talk to Scootaloo, and I mean, it's, that is something you don't know, not done like this anyway, just finding two characters who really do go together pretty well, just like Rainbow Dash really seems to have a handle on what makes Scootaloo tick, and I mean, okay, they bring her in, she talks to her, and I mean, what she says, it's just, there's a lot of truth to it. It's a very good moral. It seems to hit the nail on the head just with what is going through Scootaloo's mind, what she needs to hear, why she shouldn't be down on herself for all of this. So, I mean, it really, Rainbow Dash's shining moment as a mentor there, and Scootaloo's too, who able to pick herself up and come back stronger than ever. So, okay, it does build to a great moment, but yeah, otherwise it's like a solid execution. Otherwise, it reminds me more of what I had to say about Hurricane Fluttershy, actually, which was also sort of a rising to the challenge type of episode. But yeah, so that one, It was a good episode, but it didn't get you behind it quite as much as it could have, because it didn't really try to swing for the fence. It didn't find ways to swing for the fence at all. Like, that one actually seemed to be passing up on some opportunities. This one just didn't seem to think of any. It just only ways to get into the sort of standard notions we've already seen. But except for, well, of the two though, I would definitely have to take this one, because, like I said, the payoff with Fluttershy didn't make you get behind it quite as much, whereas I thought the payoff here was the high point. Really nice moment there. I mean, it really made you feel for both of these characters. So, okay, like, this one is about, like, has a lot of power going for it. Doesn't break convention quite enough for me to say it's a great one, but we're definitely getting there. This is about, I think, as much as I've liked any episode without being quite able to say it was great. So, okay, so take that for what it's worth, and the next episode is the Power Ponies. So, alright, we'll see how it goes from here.